Welcome to Hearts and Stripes, your one-stop shop for all things military marriage. I hope our discussions and interviews equip you with the tools to start or grow a beautiful marriage as we address the benefits and challenges of MilMarriage. I believe life's most precious moments are worth celebrating, so I'll help you design your marriage blueprint in alignment with your core values. Thank you for joining us, and remember to rate, subscribe, and review. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hearts and Stripes. I am your host, Bree Carroll, and I am excited that you are here sharing this heart-to-heart with us. I have a very special episode today, and it's one that if you hung out with us during our Military Marriage Day countdown, then you kind of are already privy to what we'll be talking about. We are doing a countdown, if you will, for a musical that I absolutely love called Hamilton. And what we're going to cover today is 10 MilMarriage lessons from the movie Hamilton. So I mentioned Military Marriage Day on August the 14th. This past Friday, we celebrated the inaugural celebration of Military Marriage Day. It was such a treat. Thank you to everyone who supported, who tuned in. The finale, our virtual celebration, was amazing. That was presented by First Command and Armed Forces Insurance, and I'm so grateful for them. We had an amazing time, and I am just continuing to look at the comments that we have and the feedback that we're getting from our first year of celebrating this new holiday, Military Marriage Day. So we're going to jump right in. This is all about Hamilton. If you have Disney Plus, you've probably already seen it. If not, don't worry. I will give you a link to the soundtrack that's on YouTube. It's amazing. You can really get the gist of the storyline, but it's really worth the Disney Plus subscription. Actually, Hearts and Stripes sponsored the movie night on the 5th day of the countdown for Military Marriage Day, and we gave away a subscription to Disney Plus as we had a movie night, encouraging everyone to watch this fantastic film. And now I'm going to just share with you the top 10 military marriage lessons that you can learn from Hamilton. So I would love to drop some music in here. I don't know if there's copyright issues with that. So bear with me. I might sing a couple because I love these tracks. So lesson 1, if you are following, you kind of get the reference. Anyway, lesson 1 is it is okay to chase your dream. So one of my favorite songs in Hamilton is one of the earlier tracks, My Shot. And he has a line in there that basically says, I'm not going to miss my shot. I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not going to miss my shot. He's not going to waste it. It's an awesome song, guys. But the key lesson in this song is that we all have dreams, right? We all have ambitions. And oftentimes in a military marriage, it may seem selfish, if you will, to kind of chase your dream. There's always, I'm not going to say always, typically there is one spouse that ends up having to be selfless or feels like they have to be selfless and put their dreams and stuff on hold. And absolutely, there are compromises that need to happen. But the lesson that I want to take away from this particular part in the movie is that you putting your dreams to the side sometimes can feel like denying yourself and who you are. And that's not what we want to encourage. What we want to encourage in our military marriages is that we support each other in our personal pursuits. If you know that your spouse is passionate about a certain career field, about a certain way of serving people, a hobby, whatever it may be, we want to support each other. And it's okay. Just let them know that it is okay to chase their dreams. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to go into it's remember why you fell in love. So in Hamilton, they have a awesome little scene called Helpless. And she is just over the moon about Alexander Hamilton. She's got the butterflies. She is so in love, looking into his eyes. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful song. And I think it's one that we kind of need to think back to. What was a time or a moment when you just felt helpless? When you were with your spouse, you just didn't know what to say. You were fumbling over your words. You were just so in love. Those are the moments that we need to think back to and remember why. Remember why we fell in love, because we can really rekindle some of those sparks when we're thoughtful about those moments that are so sweet. And maybe they're early on in your marriage, and they could be instances that are later on in your marriage that are just really sweet and you want to hold on to. So, number 2, remember why you fell in love. Number 3, so the people in your corner matter. So in the movie Hamilton, and I actually love this one because we got a little feedback in the Facebook group, the Military Marriage Day Facebook page. People were commenting a little bit on this one. The point of this one is to be mindful of the people that are in your corner that are willing to support your relationship and your marriage. And I mentioned the sisters in Hamilton, and people were like, well, the older sister was kind of in love with Alexander Hamilton, so I don't know if I want somebody like that in my corner. That is true. They did have some type of interesting relationship with her brother-in-law and her, but I will say that the sister never did cross the line from like we'll talk about later on, right, in the episode. And they were always very supportive of one another. She crossed an ocean to be there when she lost her son. They were just very supportive of that family. And even if you feel the same way, like some of the people felt like the sisters maybe aren't a great example of having people in your corner, I would encourage you to do better. Get even better people in your corner that are just wanting to see your relationship thrive. That is the point of this lesson, and that is the major takeaway. So, number 4, I want you to fight fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 Duel Commandments. So, when we talk about these duels, if you listen to the breakdown, which I absolutely love it, if you listen to the breakdown of how they do a duel, there's so many different portions in it to where you can squash the whole beef. Like, you have opportunities to where it doesn't even have to go to you actually taking the shot. One of the ways that I actually like to highlight in there is they talk about bringing in a doctor and having them on site. And they also talk about having someone come in and kind of negotiate on your behalf. What those points are highlighting really is that you need other people involved to kind of hold you accountable. Maybe that doctor could be you attending a therapy session. Fighting fair in your relationship is so important, and it's kind of one of my favorites of these 10 marriage lessons that we're taking from Hamilton, right? So, number 5, it's enough. Ooh, this one is good. Alexander Hamilton in the movie, you'll see he's always chasing more, chasing a future, building this next thing as he is an integral part of building our nation, right? But he wasn't really just grateful for the moments and where he was. Like, he'd come a long way. He was doing amazing things. Yet he couldn't just look around and see how lucky he was to be alive right now. He was not doing that. So I would encourage you to just look around, be grateful, have an attitude of gratitude. Look at if you have children, be grateful for the times that they are small. Don't miss out on those moments. Just cherish the little annoying things that even they could be doing, or the times with your spouse. If you're in a location that you're not excited about, or you just PCS somewhere that wasn't your first choice, be grateful for the time that you have there and the experiences that you can still have. It's still opportunity all around you, and you don't want to miss those moments because it can lead to a dangerous path, and we'll start going that direction. Number 6, talk more. So I love the dialogue between Burr And Hamilton in this movie, he always tells Alexander Hamilton to talk less and smile more. And actually, this theory is what ultimately gets him to lose the presidential election, because in him doing that, talking less and smiling more, nobody knew what he stood for, right? So in your relationship with you and your spouse, you want to talk, you want to communicate, talk more, because if you don't, they will never know where you stand on issues. They will never know how you feel about certain things. So no, I am not going to take Allenberg, sir, his advice. We're going to go with that we are going to talk more. Number 7, take a break. Literally, like, it is that simple. Take a break. So Alexander Hamilton, he was working, trying to get things done. His job was kind of hinging upon it, per George Washington's statement and threat to him. And you'll have to watch the movie to kind of see that. But he really needed to take a break. His sister-in-law had come from overseas to visit. His wife was encouraging him to go upstate New York to just enjoy some much needed time and rest, because he was working too hard. He wasn't paying attention to his family, and that was the perfect time. He really needed to go upstate New York, and he didn't. And we'll talk about that in the other lessons. But when you need a break, it is okay to take a break. There will always be more work. There will always be more mission. There will always be more to do around the house. It is okay to take breaks, and to take breaks with your significant other, because that is a moment that is worthwhile. You'll get the return on investment there, right? In the wealth and building wealth in your relationship. You're filling each other's love tanks, right? When you take a break. So it's so much more valuable than whatever it is that you could be doing, because again, it leads you down a very dangerous path. So, number 8, make saying no easier. So here we go. In a training that I did, and I actually will have again, we talked about doing a SWOT analysis on your relationship. And a part of the T, if you will, of a SWOT analysis is a threat. Analyzing threats are very important in our relationships, because we really need to know and realize that our relationships can fail. And when we have the understanding that our relationships can fail, then it makes us more inclined to be proactive in safeguarding our relationships. So making it easier to say no is you being proactive about your relationship. If you don't feel fulfilled in a certain area, you communicate that. You make efforts and strive to correct some things, or make some things better in your relationship. So number 8, huge lesson here. You'll see as Hamilton takes a turn for the worse, he needed to make it easier to say no. And then number 9, so forgiveness. Alexander Hamilton had to be forgiven for a lot of things. Lessons 1 through 8 kind of build up to this moment where he's fatigued and he ends up having an affair with a woman while he was supposed to be away working. In the process of having that affair, later on, it comes out and they threaten Alexander Hamilton's relationships. He publishes something talking about the whole affair. And, if that breaks Eliza's trust with him. Because of the publication that he puts out, his son, who is just like him, wants to defend his honor, which ultimately that duel gets his son killed. So not only has the relationship been fractured from indiscretion, because he was unfaithful, they are also dealing with the loss of a son due to that same situation. The way the song really goes, it talks about them going through an unimaginable time. And I'm sure hearing kind of that summary, you can see that is unimaginable. And what happens is, the title of the song is It's Quiet Uptown. We'll link so you can hear it. But he is working through so many different things with his wife, and they are distant, but at the end of the song, she does start to forgive him so that they can walk through it together. He starts to realize that it is enough. His eyes are opened. It took such hard situations to get him there, but he realized that it would be enough if his son was just there. He would want to trade his life for his child's. His wife was enough. He was married to an amazing woman, and he saw that then. I would encourage any of you, if you walked through anything that was unimaginable, that you would offer the forgiveness to your spouse that you would want offered to you. And I know it's easier said than done, but take this lesson from the movie Hamilton and give a little forgiveness. So, number 10. Here we go. We are wrapping it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is number 10. Number 10, build a legacy of love. Huh! Guys, I love this movie so much. And the reason why I love this movie is because not only is it historic, but it is a love story of a military married couple that their love story is a legacy of itself. Like, I don't think we've really realized, but our marriages can inspire other people. Our marriages can change the world because of their love and their marriage. Even after Alexander Hamilton's death, his wife did so many amazing things, like honoring the legacy of George Washington and opening an orphanage and writing books and publishing the stories of the people that his husband had worked with and the things that her husband had gone on to do. And it is because of that marriage, it is because of their love, that we even have the musical Hamilton to begin with. Like, wow, I can't wait to celebrate your relationship, your marriage, legacy that you build. I get really excited about it. I love this movie, but number 10 really summarizes the entire movie, and just seeing how a couple can go through such hard times, can really be living impactful lives separately. I mean, you could see Eliza, she seemed to be more of the stay-at-home wife, but her impact was tremendous. She raised a brilliant son in there. Her work was valuable. Her being constant for that family, that was valuable. They each had and led amazing lives. And her, even after her husband has passed, did some tremendous work. And I just want to encourage any of you who are wondering, like, what is this whole marriage thing for? Or you may be feeling a little discouraged in your relationship, that take this lesson to heart, that your marriage can inspire other people, that it is worth going through the hard stuff, because you never know who you'll be able to share that experience with, and just allow them to know that they can relate to someone, another military couple, right? We need each other. Storytelling is so huge, and sharing these experiences, and your military marriage can be a legacy that lives on past your commitment, right? So I hope you guys have enjoyed our 10 MilMarriage lessons from Hamilton. I know I certainly enjoyed it. I would encourage any of you who maybe missed Military Marriage Day to connect and see kind of how we broke down these lessons on the Military Marriage Day Facebook page, or you can connect with us on Military Marriage Day. That is on Instagram as well. All right, everyone, you know what time it is. It is time to EYS, earn your stripes. And we just broke down 10 MilMarriage lessons from the movie Hamilton. What I want to encourage you, if you found any of these lessons to be beneficial, there's so much more that I would love to share with you, and the way that we can stay connected, and maybe you can get the inside scoop of some exciting offerings that we have coming up is simply by going to bcarolevents.com and signing up for the newsletter. So why would you want to sign up for the newsletter? Well, I'll let you know. Not only are we covering lessons here on Hearts and Stripes, we can only scratch the surface of some things to strengthen your military marriage. So in the next week or two, we will be sending out a special offer for some group coaching programs that we will be offering, and you will get the inside scoop, the exclusive, if you are part of that newsletter. So head over to bcarolevents.com and sign up for the newsletter. Let's EYS. Let's go a little deeper. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to rate, subscribe, and review. This is Hearts and Stripes. We are the few, the proud, that aim high and are forged by love. Always ready, always there. We are MilMarriage Strong.